afternoon. How's everybody doing? It's the end of the first day. Are you brain dead? Are you responsive? Are you present? Non-responsive audience. Well, we'll see if we can change that. What has been the biggest challenge with radon? Perception, right? Perception. How do people perceive radon? Odorless, tasteless, colorless. No way for us to detect how much radon we're breathing. Anybody know the radon concentration in the room here? Breathe deep, let's see. 0.3 picocuries. That, if you're calibrated, you know, if you have a calibrated system, it works pretty well. So, yeah, radon is not palpable, right? That's the biggest challenge, and it's this chronic long-term pain in the lungs that we struggle with communicating and sharing. So, how do we make radon more palpable? Well, one way that I saw in doing mitigation training and assisting with diagnostics is if you use chemical smoke and you have a diagnostic hole and the house is under baseline conditions, you can, and it's 70 degrees indoors and 0 degrees outdoors, there's a stack effect, you can squirt that chemical smoke down that hole and stand back, and then sometimes you'll see it rise right back out of the hole in the column. Ah, your house does suck, right? There you go. You can see visual evidence that something's coming in from the ground. Now, that made sense to me as a way to, hey, this is actually real. What I'm saying and telling you is actually real. So, with the support of some significant fermented beverages, I thought maybe we should do something else. We're all dealing with challenges with discharge locations, right? New heights, new distances. Should we have rim joists? Should we have above the roof? All that stuff. So I called on a team of cohorts in crime. You can see them listed here. And this last August, well, I thought of this when they called for symposium submissions. And I thought of, okay, I need help with this because it's always better as a team. And if you're going to do something with radon, you probably should put a team together that enjoys drinking and eating. So Chad Robinson, Josh Kerber, Gary Hodgson, and Clint Averett. Clint you don't know. Clint is our videographer. So we put together a videotape to try and make radon visible. But one of the other things that I use in every presentation is a short video of a cloud chamber. Could you show that video now, please? I'm sure many of you have seen this before. If you haven't, I strongly encourage you.
Someone left that right outside the wallet.
Even in this classroom. If you look in this cloud chamber, you'll see tracks. Radon is everywhere, even in this classroom.
Well, we got
if you look in this
audio, but no visual.
You'll see tracks left by alpha particles from radon atoms that happened to be in the chamber when the lid was put on. Those short, bright streaks you see in there are the radon alphas. Notice that there are only a few alpha trails in the chamber at any time. This is a very low level of radon that we don't need to worry about. But in certain parts of the country, there are houses with a lot of radon in their basements. What would the cloud chamber look like in one of these basements? This basement has been measured with a radon level of 100 picocuries per liter. Look at this.
Oh my God. My bed is radioactive.
I've never seen anything like that before.
The beauty of that is it's a real-world air, a bit of air captured in the cloud chamber versus a source in the cloud chamber, right, which is like a point source or something else. So I encourage all of you, when you need a short video in your trainings or outreach, to give radon palpability and show that something exists in the air that we can't perceive to use that. So, but we're more concerned with making radon visible associated with our mitigation systems. So if you can run that second video now, please. So I assembled the team. We put together the equipment we needed to make radon visible, to measure airflows. Welcome to Making Radon. And this is a pre-recorded video, but I'll provide commentary throughout. So. And we used my house because it had a great setup for a typical external fan system discharge above the deck, and then also for a rim joist discharge, right? So that we could see what's happening with discharge systems that are used in Canada and many folks have seen. And in fact, I'll end the presentation with a couple of photos from a recent system that was just observed. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Welcome to Making Radon Visible. My efforts, along with my colleagues, to demonstrate discharge dispersion patterns from radon mitigation systems that we might see typically here in the United States or potentially even in Canada with an internal fan and external discharge. This is a display intended for an external radon fan with a above the eave discharge. And we've set up a temporary mounting table for the fan, which is an adjustable fan, allows us to vary to the airflow rate to achieve different airflows. And it comes down to a flow grid, which measures, we can use with a micromanometer to measure the cubic feet per minute and also get velocity pressures, feet per minute. And then we have a theatrical smoke generator that we'll be using to make the radon visible. We're just using exterior air, so there's low levels of radon, but the idea is if we could see dispersion patterns coming from radon mitigation discharges, we might feel more comfortable with standards and other requirements for discharge point locations. We have a micromanometer hooked up to the pitot tube. We have a chart that allows us to do a reasonable estimation of the cubic feet per minute that we're moving through the flow grid and through the piping system. And we're going to be taking various discharge fittings that are available in the marketplace to see what effect they have on dispersion patterns. So we're going to be looking at caps, we're going to be rain caps, we're going to be looking at other diffusers that can go on top. We'll also look at straight up discharge as well as 90-degree discharge as well as an umbrella discharge, which of course is not allowed under current standards. So this is the first part of our demonstration, and later on we're going to go inside to an inside fan with a rim joist type discharge. So really looking forward to sharing this with you at the symposium in Bethesda, Maryland in October. So obviously an important condition for making these observations is what the weather conditions are today. It's about 85 degrees. There's a wind out of the southeast, which is coming directly towards you, over me, towards the camera, somewhere between probably 2 to 5 to 10 miles an hour based on current weather data that we have. We'll have some specifics, but obviously prevailing breeze will play a role in the dispersion patterns that we observe from the various fittings and discharge configurations that we look at today. All right. All right. Our first setting is using the adjustable fan is about 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute. That's the very minimum setting that the fan has to have to run and function. So that's our cubic feet per minute of airflow. We have 4-inch piping throughout the system and a straight up discharge, which is the recommended configuration for discharge of mitigation systems. So we'll fire up the smoke and see what happens. So at this, we currently are at about 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute on the adjustable fan, and we're ready to start the smoke discharge. Okay, ready? This is roughly 75 cubic feet per minute.
What's the velocity? 4-inch bite. 75 CFM.
This is 100 cubic feet per minute discharge.
Yeah, no wind right now.
Roughly, this is roughly 150 cubic feet per minute.
That's what you That was pretty. That's what you wanted to do.
Okay.
What I always pictured it did.
Au contraire,
See those streams.
so this next discharge configuration is a rain cap, common rain cap, and at 90 degrees, parallel with the front of the house, and we're roughly at 30 CFM.
Choking over there? Choking on smoke?
Okay. 100 cubic feet per minute with a rain cap discharge.
The other thing about it is the speed here is actually 50. I wish that smoke was coming out of your grill, Bruce.
Well, it will eventually.
All right.
All right. So next up is 50 cubic feet per minute discharge with a grilled rain cap.
Man, that's almost psychedelic. If you think about the way this one works. Yep. All right.
All right.
Good.
Finally, for this rain cap discharge with mesh, 150 cubic feet per minute. That's it, cut out. This next discharge configuration is a 4-inch to 2-inch reducer straight up and 30 cubic feet per minute.
What is it, 75? Yeah. 75.
Wow. If you can hear me, that's 75 CFM through a 4-inch to 2-inch reducer straight up discharge.
We need to take this any further? That's why they won't write this in the standard.
Cut out.
What's it sound like on that?
Wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
I've driven away from a house. Nobody had sounded like this. We can only get to 120 CFM.
We're out of smoke.
We can only get to 120. That's max.
I'd call that disturbing level of sound. Incredibly disturbing. And we don't have smoke yet. Straight up reducer discharge. Shut that off.
We can make a 3-inch whistle with that fan. Please make make sure that's part of the video. Shut that.
That was the whole purpose of this is, well, let's see what happens. But yeah, if it works out, I mean, it would be great if it was totally still day, but
How have you been in the radon business for 30 years and we've never done this?
it takes a twisted mind to think this shit up. That's so 30 CFM with a 4-inch to 3-inch reducer, straight up discharge. (100 CFM, 3-inch to 4-inch reduced discharge. Phew. Prevailing breeze brings that right on down, doesn't it?
It also disperses it though.
Yeah, right.
So it's like,
Well, if we could correlate between the smoke density and the radon density in the discharge, that would be great. But that's a little difficult to do. All right, so we're now on 3-inch pipe with a straight up discharge, and we have roughly 10 to 15 CFM by our variable speed fan. Next up is 75 cubic feet per minute, again, 3-inch vertical discharge. Now we have 3-inch discharge with a 90-degree straight out, roughly 10 to 20 cubic feet per minute. Okay. So here is 90-degree discharge on a 3-inch pipe towards the roof with roughly 10 to 15 CFM. All right. This is 3-inch, 90-degree discharge towards the roof with 75 cubic feet per minute. Shut down.
there's
All right.
finish.
All right. Now we have a 45-degree outward discharge 3-inch pipe with roughly 10 to 20 CFM. I feel the love. Vapor love. Okay, all right. We're on 3-inch pipe with a critter guard type cap, discharge at 10 to 20 CFM. Smoker type configuration. Final 3-inch with critter guard discharge at 75 CFM.
There's a guy that used to do this in Salina, and I found bats in fans because the bats roost up in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So our final 3-inch discharge configuration is an umbrella, 2 90s directing straight down, totally contrary to all radon mitigation standards and recommendations, with roughly 10 to 20 CFM.
All right, I kind of want to see more flow.
Yeah, with 3-inch umbrella downward discharge at 50 CFM. I'm feeling the love. The second setup for making radon visible looks at a rim joist discharge, and we are inside my basement now, and we've set up a adjustable fan, controllable fan. We have the table on which the pipe rests. We go out through this temporary panel in a basement window. We have our flow grid to take airflow measurements, and we have our theatrical smoke generator. So we'll be cycling through a variety of outdoor discharge configurations on 4-inch and 3-inch pipe, and cycling smoke, so we'll see those. But this is the interior apparatus, and we'll do it again when we have a 4-inch pipe setup as well, but it'll be basically identical. This next discharge is 30 cubic feet per minute. Right. So this configuration is 90 degrees straight down at the ground with an initial 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute discharge. Ready. Yeah, and Chad's observing that smoke is going back in. Out about a foot and then turns 90 degrees straight up, and we begin with 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute discharge.
Calling in settings, Chad's calling out the settings, and then I'm stating what the flow rates are. Like I said, 154 different settings we went over 2 afternoons.
Luffing out. 100 cubic feet per minute, 90 degree up with a rain cap discharge.
Normally I know those guys.
50 cubic feet per minute on the second rain cap, 90 degree up discharge. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. All right, next up is a straight horizontal discharge through a diffuser at 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute. Critter guard, yes, this is the critter guard. I like it.
I'm not sure.
Yes, ready. Okay. We now have a 90 degree up with critter guard discharge and 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute. Now 50 cubic feet per minute horizontal discharge against the 10 to 15 mile an hour prevailing breeze. Yeah. So now we have put a 4-inch to 2-inch reducer on the discharge point, and we're at 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute. Okay. Yeah, 30, so this is roughly 30 cubic feet per minute, and we're hearing a hum.
Noise, 30, but it did shoot us 15 feet or 10, 15 feet.
Yeah.
All right, 30.
30 cubic feet per minute now with a 45-degree downward discharge on 3-inch pipe.
Billowing out effect.
Lots of re-entrainment.
Okay, re-entrainment occurring. 30 cubic feet per minute, 90-degree up discharge on 3-inch pipe. Now we're at 30 cubic feet per minute with our bat cave discharge on 3-inch pipe.
The new fitting, a bat cave discharge fitting.
like the 10 mile an hour.
All right, 50 CFM. We're at 50 CFM, and we are simulating a prevailing breeze against the discharge straight on of probably 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Dueling wands.
Yeah.
10 against 10.
Okay. So our final 3-inch discharge is a reducer from 3-inch to 2-inch, and we begin with roughly 10 to 15 cubic feet per minute. I think when we do, all right. So we're ready anytime.
Yeah, 10 CFM.
Okay, so now with this lovely squirrel cage discharge top, we're at 10 CFM on 3-inch discharge pipe. All right, that's it.
Get yourself a beverage. You got a cup holder.
All right.
Two. Get yourself two.
Wow, that's
And
love.
This is why we don't want things on top of the exhaust pipe.
Wow. Okay. That's, stop.
Is that enough, Bruce?
Yeah, that's enough, Chad. So, just if you bring up the PowerPoint again, I hope that was mildly entertaining, and it gives you a sense when we were talking about discharge configurations, what they mean, because those are, we try to simulate as many things. As I said, 154 different versions, 3-inch worn tack stops, volumes, flow rates. Thanks to Gary Hodgson for recording all that crap. Chad Robinson for setting the fans, Josh Gerber for drinking and setting the blower door fan, and Twin David for all the video. And I had to edit all that so he could produce that. Oh, sorry, microphone? Well, everybody can hear me, I'm sure, right? That's rarely a problem. So if we, advance. So this is what Chad sent me a couple of days, I don't know when, sometime in the last couple of weeks. If you think that reentrainment isn't likely or possible, right? There you go. Guess what caused the radon problem? They had full pressure field extension. So there's going to be a debate about rim joist discharge. I'm not here to settle that debate at all. I'm here to say, hey, now we have a better understanding of what can happen depending on our flow rates and our configurations. And if this has helped us move the ball forward and adhering to standards that require us to discharge this Class A carcinogen in a safe location, then it's all been worth it. Thanks a lot for coming in today, and we'll definitely post this online somewhere, but thanks, and let's celebrate tonight.